basically just showing these articles for the simple fact because Jepta said, well, where's the ships? You people can't be that simple. Don't you know they refitted the ships for certain other tasks? During the time of the Civil War, when ships, which those ships that was used for slavery, for transporting our people, don't you know they was refitted to fight the war? The Civil War that this place had? Don't you know that those ships that was made of wood, they was refitted for other things? See? And when they was decommissioned, a lot of those ships was burned on the water, on top of the water, on the surface of the water. Off the coast, they would set the ships on fire when they was decommissioning them. They would set them on fire. And they would be burned right on water. And then as soon as the hull was breached, it would sink. But it wasn't. You wouldn't see nothing but the bottom of the ship because the whole top of it would be burnt when they was decommissioned, when they was stopping the use of that particular vessel. But let's read this article though. It says what? Slavers burned the last U.S. slave ship to hide their crimes. And this was during the time when they so-called abolished it. See? But don't think this is the only time that when they decommissioned those ships, that they didn't burn them. They either refitted them for another task or do other things, or this is what they did. And it says what? Now it's been found. But let's go into this article a little bit. And I'm going to come down to the point though, because I don't want to read it all for the sake of time. Slovakia. I don't know what the hell going on there. Slovakia. Let's get rid of this. Come on now, what the fuck? It's always something, boy, I tell you, shit didn't pop up at first, but now here we go. Oh, boy, I tell you, man. I tell you, where am I start at? What did I want? Let's go up. Yeah. I passed it. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. Slovakia. I'll start here, I guess, just to get to the point. Slavers used the Clotilda, as it was known, to bring 110 snatched from present-day Benin to Mobile, meaning Alabama, in 1860. According to a statement, that voyage took place 52 years after, in 1808, law banning slavers from bringing more people to the United States to sell into slavery. And the year before the start of the U.S. Civil War, what did it say? This is what? I'm just reading this article, just making the point. That what? That voyage took place 52 years after, in 1808, law banning slavers from bringing more people to the United States to sell into slavery. And the year before, what? And the year before that start of the U.S. Civil War, after the 110 kidnapped people wasn't kidnapped. There's people that were just taken from one place and went to another to be sold. And it says were offloaded. According to the Alabama Historical Commission, the ship was burned and scuttled to hide evidence of the slavers' crimes. See? Guess we'll continue reading. Now, the AHC says a burnt wreck found off the coast is likely the Clotilda. It doesn't have a name visible, of course, but it matches known characteristics of the ship. 6 Civil War myths busted, but then let's go down to the point. It says what? It says, we are cautious about placing names on shipwrecks that no longer bear a name or something like a bell with the ship's name on it, said James Delgado, one of the archaeologists who led the verification project. In a statement from the commission, but the physical and forensic evidence powerfully suggests that this is Clotilda. See, let's go down. For instance, the wreck seems to be the same size and dimension as those outlined in historical documents about the Clotilda. In addition, the wreck is made of matching locally sourced lumber and so-called pig iron that match the specifications of the Clotilda, according to the statement. This discovery follows an early report that the Clotilda was found in 2018. That ship turned out not to have been the Clotilda, according to AL.com. According to the Jim Crow Museum of Racist Memorabilia at Ferris State University, that the Clotilda sailed under the command of William Foster, an employee of the wealthy mobile shipyard owned Timothy Mear, who built the ship in 1856 and cooked up the scheme. Black people were enslaved in the U.S. until as recently as 1963. Local lore claims that Mear bet some northern gentleman that he could violate the 1807 law without getting caught, the museum wrote. When the Clotilda arrived, according to the museum, federal authorities knew of the plan, so Foster snuck the enslaved people into the town under cover of darkness and destroyed the ship. After the war, according to the museum, many of the survivors of the Clotilda settled in rural Plateau, Alabama, which they called Africatown. When possible, they avoided whites, the museum wrote. The last survivor of those forced to travel on the slave ship, Cujo Lewis, also known as Kazula, lived until 1835. According to the museum, he met Booker T. Washington and told his story to the writer Zora Neale Hurston. But that's the point. That's the point. I just wanted to read this article right here pertaining to that. What they do? A lot of them, they was burning them. They was burning those ships that was being decommissioned, wasn't being used no more. So you think these Edomites will say, oh yeah, and we're gonna save these ships for the future to let people know, look, these are ships that we no, they wasn't gonna do that, man. They wasn't gonna do that. So he's simple as hell for talking about where's the ships at. If you don't know that they was decommissioned or either refitted for something else, another task, then you stupid as hell, man. You stupid as hell. See? But it was just a quick one. Let me end off all praise be to Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah Ba'Shem Kahakotash. Shalom, Yasharala.